Welcome back to The Digital Thread, the show where we unravel the latest in tech and AI. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sam. Today, we've got a really interesting piece from the Claude team about something they call skills. On the surface, it looks like a simple guide, but when you dig in, it's actually a masterclass in how to get consistent, repeatable results from an AI.
It really is, because that's the number one complaint you hear, right? I asked the AI for the same thing twice and got two totally different results. It's powerful, but it can feel unpredictable. This whole skills concept seems designed to tackle that head on.
Exactly. The guide defines skills as a way to teach Claude your workflows once and apply them consistently. It's basically like creating a macro or a standard operating procedure for the AI.
And they lay out who this is for, which I found helpful. It's not just for hardcore developers. They mention power users who want to automate things like creating a research brief, or teams that want to standardize how everyone in the company uses Claude to, say, write project updates.
Right, so you get consistency across an entire organization. Everyone's project updates follow the same format because the project update skill has been defined and shared. That's a huge unlock for businesses.
For sure. But then the article does something really interesting. After the intro talking about this guide, it just becomes a list, a long list of prompts.
I know. At first I was scrolling and thought, did the formatting break? What is this? It's just prompt after prompt, all starting with, "Hi Claude, could you help me?"
But then I realized these are the skills. They're not just telling you about skills, they're showing you the source code, so to speak. These are the detailed instructions that form the foundation of a reusable skill.
And when you break down the structure of these prompts, you see the genius of it. They all follow a very specific pattern. It's not just, hey, write me a blog post.
Let's pull one apart. Here's one for, "Hi Claude, could you brainstorm creative ideas?" Simple start. But then it immediately, "If you need more information from me, ask me 1-2 key questions right away."
That one little sentence is a game changer. It stops the AI from guessing or hallucinating. It forces it to pause and gather requirements before it runs off and does the work. It's building in a consultation step.
Exactly. And it continues. "If you think I should upload any documents that would help you do a better job, let me know." So it's prompting the AI to consider its own limitations and ask for the right inputs.
My favorite part is this line that appears in almost all of.
Do not use analysis tool. It's a negative constraint. We spend so much time telling AI what to do, but this is an explicit instruction on what not to do. It's about putting guardrails on the workflow. That's such a good point. It's about precision. You don't just want a result. You want a result that was achieved in a specific way. Maybe the analysis tool is too slow or too complex for this particular task. By saying don't use it, you're streamlining the process.
And then it gets into the output. It specifies the,
"Please keep your responses friendly, brief, and conversational." And it even guides the, "An artifact would be great if it makes sense. If using an artifact, consider what kind of artifact, interactive, visual, checklist, etc., might be most helpful." So you're not just defining the task, you're defining the interaction model, the constraints, the tone of voice, and the desired output format, all in one go. You do that once, save it as a skill, and then you or anyone on your team can just invoke it.
It turns prompting from a creative, hit-or-miss art form into a repeatable, reliable engineering discipline. Looking at these examples, you see skills for everything from improving your writing style and explaining complex topics to reviewing code and even writing grant proposals.
The vibe code with me one made me laugh, but it's a perfect example. That's a very specific, collaborative workflow that a developer might want, and now they can codify it.
So the big takeaway for me is that the future of working with AI isn't just about getting better at writing one-off prompts in a chat window. It's about designing, testing, and distributing these structured workflows.
It's a shift from conversing with an assistant to orchestrating a tool. You're building a library of custom tools tailored to your exact needs. And they make a pretty bold claim in the guide. that you can build and test your first working skill in 15 to 30 minutes.
Which, based on the structure of these examples, I totally believe. You take your most common repetitive task, write out the ideal set of instructions just once, following this pattern, and you're done. You've automated the cognitive overhead of having to explain it perfectly every single time.
It's incredibly powerful. You're not just getting an answer, you're getting the right answer in the right way every single time. That's the consistency that turns AI from a novelty into a core business utility.
Absolutely. This guide is less about a single feature and more about a fundamental shift in how we should think about interacting with these models. It's about being the architect of your own AI-powered workflows.
Well said. A fantastic look at building real, reliable systems with AI. That's all the time we have for today on The Digital Thread.
Join us next week as we dive into